Kerri from brandscapeatelier.com. And what I'd like to talk about today in this series of Entrepreneurial Bravery is the concept of when integrity matters. In the work that I do and in the communities that I play in with entrepreneurs, we have this concept of feeling full and feeling abundant, and when you feel scared or without or lack, or the concept of scarcity. It is easy to access integrity and generosity when you're feeling full and abundant and that you have plenty to go around, right? And when you're in that place, let's say you say, hey, I want to do something for you. I'd like to gift you with a sample of my work, or I want to do this for you. And then the receiver says, wow, that's great, thank you. And they really feel a sense of love and honor and trust coming from you. So what does that do to your brand quotient, your emotional resonance quotient, and your trust quotient? Goes up, right? Yeah. But let's say then a couple weeks go by and you're no longer in that mindset. You're no longer coming from a place of feeling abundant, but there's financial pressures or there's too much work on your plate. The workload is getting heavy and your team is feeling overwhelmed. And you feel like you're up against the wall, or you don't have as much. So that's a scarcity mindset, right? That's lack. Now from that place of lack, you get back to someone and say, I'd like to give that to you, and that will cost you $85. So would you like to proceed? I can tell you, having been the recipient of this, and people don't do it consciously. Business owners, brand ambassadors, which you are, don't do it consciously, but you're making choices from the place of lack. And what happens to the receiver of that is your trust, you just changed the game. You offered to gift something which they may not have even been seeking in the first place. And that was a generous act, an act from abundance. But then when you're in a place of scarcity, you then retract it and you clench. And that does not go unnoticed, even unconsciously unnoticed. I can tell you, it's all about the relationship, right? The brand relationship. And this courage, this piece of integrity is what I really want to tie into. When your integrity matters is when you do the right thing anyway, whether you're in abundance or you're in scarcity and lack. Because the minute you make a shift is that something will be taken from you. The contract that you're counting on doesn't come. But if you stay in a place of generosity and abundance, even knowing like, oh, this is tough, but you do what's the right call, you do the right thing, then you're rewarded. You get the contract, and you get 3. You don't get just the one you were going after. You receive what I call reciprocity. You get paid back tenfold for doing the integrous thing. So when integrity matters, when integrity counts, is when you that is what you stand for as a brand. And so how do you source the courage to get that? How do you source the courage to make that decision anyway, no matter where you are on the spectrum of abundance or scarcity? That courage comes from being clear about your integrity and doing the right thing whenever. One of our mentors talks about doing it when nobody's watching. Integrity is when you do the right thing when no one's watching. Applied integrity in this case is doing the right thing as an entrepreneur, as a service provider, as a trusted authority, doing the right thing as a trusted authority no matter what. Okay? So, I hope that makes sense, and I hope you get really clear about what you stand for, what your brand stands for, and who you are. What is the character? Why do people know, like, and trust you? What did you put in so much to build that trust and that respect, and then you make small choices that are seemingly small but have huge impact and erode that trust It can be almost instantaneously and unconsciously. So get clear about what is in integrity for you, for your brand, when you're abundant and when you're scarce, and do not waver. All right, good luck with that. I'll talk to you soon.